Every NBA season brings in a new wave of young stars, rising phenoms, second-year breakouts, and international prospects making their mark in the association. As the spotlight shifts towards the future, some of the league's most recognizable names have slowly faded into the shadows. Some even consider lucky they had a spot on the roster last season. Those former All-Stars once dominated headlines, anchored franchises, sold out arenas, and now disappearing slowly, painfully from the league without the proper send-off they deserve. Unless they announce their retirement on their terms, it's not a guaranteed they're gonna get signed. When players stick around for too long, what they've done in the past becomes irrelevant. Many don't get respected until the Hall of Fame. Starting with Russell Westbrook, formerly of the Denver Nuggets, many thought he wouldn't last after the horrendous, disastrous 2022 Lakers season. No former MVP has been crucified at such high scrutiny, all-time mockery nicknames, until he redeemed himself with the Clippers, even had his moments with Denver last season, was in the discussion for sixth man at some points, even looked like the second best player on his team a couple nights. Jokic made him look incredible, came off averaging over 13, 5 and 6, 28 minutes off the bench, always gives 100% effort, same high motor most players don't got. Looked sharp first round Clipper series, even helped his squad survive game 1. The last 5 games against OKC, finished single digit scoring, looked like an absolute shell of his former self, averaged a putrid 6-3 and 2, more turnovers than assists, on a disgusting 26% from the field, the most important games needing to step up, shot 2 of 12 game 4 loss, then 1 of 7 game 5, played through a broken right hand. His career the last half decade, Russ either an asset or a liability, never in between. When things working well, it's amazing. Still capable of 25-point triple-doubles every now and then, but could go a piss poor 2 of 11 shooting, have 5 turnovers, cost his team the game. Overall, performed way above to his standards, being on a minimum, but criticized like he's still a superstar. The nature of his mistakes more infuriating than the average big-name player. Especially the Timberwolves game, stupidly missed an open layup when he didn't need to score, then fouled, cost his team that game, an absolute abomination of a travesty. If he was on the Lakers and did that, he'd be out the league instantly without a second chance. Still polarizing at the tail end of his career, hard to tell how many teams would consider giving him another shot. Could he be the Pacers' tank commander with Halliburton out a full year? The former 9-time All-Star, top 75 player, future Hall of Famer, has unbelievable accomplishments. Just looking at his stats on paper, a clear top 50 talent. But the soon-to-be 37-year-old has no leverage on where he can go. It's leave it or take it. For all the boneheaded stuff he does, more than likely, none of his former teams wants to deal with him. If a franchise like Sacramento signs him, consider that to be a low-key farewell tour. The over-under for seasons Russ will play, looking anywhere between 0 to 1.5. Al Horford, at least he saw his alma mater Florida Gators win the national title. Thought he'd have the perfect farewell ending, concluding a Hall of Fame career, trying to win back-to-back titles. Just like college, he can't win them all. Supposed to sign with Golden State by now. Free agency started 3 weeks ago, still unclear, undecided, nothing's done. There's also a chance Big Al might just retire altogether. Hard to imagine him in a different uniform other than Boston. Being 39 years old, an excellent intangibles vet, came off averaging 9 and 6, been a single-digit scorer since 2022. We all thought he retired had Boston beaten Golden State in 2022, but patiently stuck around, rewarded in 2024. His first time becoming a bench guy as a 5-time All-Star and 1-time All-NBA player. Horford's peak might not be as high as other non-Hall of Fame stars, but the longevity and adaptability, still getting it done on both ends of the floor. Boston being on no man's land next season, trading away Drew and Porzingis, Tatum out for the year. Does Horford really want to finish his career watching Jaylen Brown take 30 shots a game? If he decides to go to Golden State, the lineup of Curry, Draymond, Butler, and Buddy Hield would have an average age 35.6 years old. Big Al, the type of guy who might even be offered for 2 years with a player option on the second term. already done his services and achieved everything he dreamed of as a player. Ben Simmons, who isn't sick of him already? Still only 29 years old, plays like he's 39 out there, a depleted lower back, physically and mentally don't have what it takes to become a viable full-time NBA player, has all the tools and talents, put in the least amount of work imaginable, and still surpass over $200 million in earnings. Proved nothing last season with the Clippers. No team wants to put up with such a head case. Appeared in just 108 total games since the 2021 meltdown. Piss poor triple single averages of 6, 6, and 6. Anybody with a Simmons eye on how he fits their favorite team needs a reality check. Just talking out of desperation. The idea of having been on the team with the reality of Simmons actually suiting up, two totally different things. If he actually decides to use his physicality and ball handling to get to the rim, can still cause problems, but clearly evident he doesn't want to ever shoot the ball. Looking back at the three-time All-Star's career, is he a bust? Not a real bust, since he's actually star material. When he gives a damn, was in discussion as top 15 player dating back to 4 years ago, but a voluntary bust absolutely. Simmons showed everyone what he was capable of, then stopped giving a damn, barely a role player at this point, never care about winning bad enough. Everybody just sick of the Ben Simmons talk in 2025. The most healthy thing for the league going forward. No more attention given to him. There's absolutely no other job anywhere in the world doing the least amount of work. Make excuses to not show up and still get paid in full. His name should only get brought up going forward when it comes to the next CBA agreement. DeAndre Jordan, you know the Nuggets front office cooking when they don't sign DJ within first 12 hours of free agency. 37-year-old has been beyond washed to the likes of Udonis Haslem status due to his professionalism, having superstar connections, play for Team USA. Jordan has had an excellent rap around the league, beloved by many. Despite being on the decline since 2019, Brooklyn gave him 4 years 40, play starting minutes over the more deserving Nick Claxton. Ever since the most embarrassing lowlight of his career with the Lakers, we all thought that one single moment ended his NBA career until Philly picked him up, later enjoyed 3 more seasons being Jokic backup, rode the bench, behaved his way to a title, a vet minimum king each of the last 3 years. From difficult beginnings, the Houston, Texas native, picked 35th overall in 2008, had an unthinkable 17-year career when it wasn't guaranteed he'd last more than 2 seasons, worked his tail off, became a defensive machine, maximized his athleticism, had the luxury being with point guard CP3, just playing his role, never takes any bad shots, made him one of the most respected role players. His job, simply rebound as much as possible and shoot the ball anywhere between 1 to 3 feet from the basket, not take any jumpers. Became a former one-time All-Star, 3 All-NBA teamer, has overachieved. DJ's biggest accomplishment, making first-team All-NBA, one of Chris Paul's most impressive feats. Jordan also benefited with the center position being at the lowest points throughout the 2010s in terms of relevancy. Best remembered for the Lob City era highlights, he's much closer to landing an assistant coaching job with the Nuggets than getting another vet minimum in uniform. He might have inadvertently shared his retirement post on IG after expressing his gratitude for year 17. There's a lot of guys much more talented than DJ, but having bad attitude problems, those type of players won't even last half of DJ's full tenure. Victor Oladipo wants to come back, but already kind of forgotten. Made some headlines lately, worked out for Cleveland, now 33 years old, suffered some of the most grueling injuries imaginable, from quad to knee tears. Played in over 30 games only twice since the 2021 season. His last time on the court, 23 playoffs with Miami, first round Milwaukee series, was a 10 points a game guy then, shaky offense, but still a decent defender. From getting offered over $100 million from Indy after he suffered his first bad injury, turned it down, believing he was worthy of a max, rubbed the Pacers the wrong way, traded to Houston, turned down another sizable extension, 2 years $45 million, believed he was better than that, his body said otherwise, resulted in the vet minimum with Miami, still made over $126 million in career earnings, but that number could have easily been over 200 if he accepted those max deals, Depot would have been criticized heavily for being a bust of a contract. It's been 6 years since his quad injury. Victor's played in just 102 total games since then. Another team might only sign him out of generosity. Not an all-star, but Reggie Jackson deserves a mention. Played 14 years, recently got waived by the Wizards. That's as rock bottom as things can possibly get. Had his best season 2016 with Detroit, averaged almost 19 a game, could have realistically snuck in one all-star team. Being in the weak East back in the day, his career was in shambles after the 2020 bubble, but Ty Lue allowed Mr. June to reinvent himself, made a massive run 2021 playoffs, rewarded by getting waived by Charlotte 2023, signed with the eventual champion Nuggets. He's had a good career. Taj Gibson and PJ Tucker, both 40-year-olds, might be signed for bodyguard reasons more than actual playing. Chris Paul's still a free agent, but says he's got one more year left. It's just a matter of which team he wants to finish his legendary career with. Kevin Love says he's running it back one more time, hoping to soak in every moment. Nicholas Batum just signed a 2-year deal with the Clippers. Andre Drummond opted into his deal with the Sixers. And both Mike Conley and Kyle Lowry entering the final year of their contracts. Make no mistake, next season will likely be the last ride for a lot of these guys. Some might walk away quietly, others might surprise us. Either way, the NBA torch being passed faster than ever. Not everyone gets a proper farewell goodbye unless they watch a Wilson Side video. Subscribe to stay informed.